This is Mathematic, a powerful and completely free multi-calculator workspace designed for speed, precision, and extensive functionality when working with numbers. Anyway, sales pitch aside, or free pitch aside since it's free, I've been designing and perfecting this software for over 3 years now. Basically, it takes a bunch of mathematical tools and combines them into one clean, efficient environment so that complex calculations are easier to organize and manage. For example, say I want to calculate how much money I've spent to give things away for free. Wait, no, let's not calculate that. Ignorance is bliss. Say, for example, I want to calculate the ratio of how much of the world's population has watched one of my videos. Well, since YouTube only gives unique viewer counts up to 90 days, I'll have to first get a rough percentage of unique viewers to views, which is around 2/3. Then I can take the total number of views and multiply it by that percentage, and that gives me the total number of unique viewers. Then I can divide the population of the world by the total unique viewers, and we can see that around 1 in 500 people on Earth have watched at least one of my videos. That's cool, but imagine having to do this with a regular calculator. Even with only 3 steps, it becomes extremely tedious to calculate this, as just one wrong move can make you have to retype the entire formula. In fact, I just accidentally did division instead of multiplication, and now I have to retype everything. It's really annoying and difficult. Mathematic not only fixes this issue, but makes calculations like this even easier. If I want to go back and change some of the values, like for example getting this ratio for the country with my largest viewer base, in this case the United Stupidity of America, all I have to do is go find those numbers and then modify those numbers in the formulas, without having to rewrite the entire formula. But it gets even better. What if I want to keep all these formulas so that I can access them later? Well, welcome to variables. Mathematic variables are kept even if you close the application and open it again, so you never lose the variables. Now I can simply create a variable for each step, and I can modify those variables whenever I want. And I can see the result by simply using the final variable. You could even combine this all into one variable if you wanted, but then you'd have to make sure you remember what number is what. Now do note that unlike calculator results, variables currently aren't updated live in another calculator. If you change the variable and want a new result in the calculator, you need to force the calculator to recalculate simply by changing the text so that it knows it needs to recalculate. But if you thought this incredible piece of software ended there, you would be more sorely mistaken than I was when I thought people would financially support a random guy online that gives away free stuff. Anyway, there are still some major pain points with general calculation. What if I want to convert miles to kilometers? Or what if I want to convert parsecs to attometers? Or what if I want to convert carrots to cucumbers? Carrots to ounces? Or what if I need to calculate the square root of 5 factorial to the power of the cosine of the hyperbolic tangent of the golden ratio? Introducing Mathematic's built-in constants, functions, and unit conversions. They're pretty straightforward to use, so I won't go too in-depth here. But basically, if I want to convert 5 miles to kilometers, I simply type miles to kilometers after the number. Or, since efficiency is important, I can just put the abbreviations, or even a combination of the two, because user-friendliness is the developer's handsomeness. What am I even saying right now? And of course, this can be placed anywhere in your formula. It doesn't have to be in a separate calculator. Functions are pretty easy as well, especially if you've done any coding yourself. Say I want to calculate 21 times 2 1,000 times. Well, I don't need to write it all out. I can simply do repeat last value times 2 1,000 times, start at 21. And now I have this gigantic number which no one would ever need. Speaking of things that no one would ever need, this brings us to our final feature which makes Mathematic so special, and that is this super nice decimal precision value hidden away in settings. Mathematic is one of the few calculation applications which supports near infinite decimal precision, mostly just limited by your computer's processing power. Generally, you'll never need beyond 20, but if you do, Mathematic is here for you. I even calculated 1 million digits of pi. It only took like 2 hours to calculate. Anyway, I know I said that was the final feature, but there are 2 others worth mentioning real quick. This option here, which forces the application to stay on top of other windows. It's super useful when copying a bunch of numbers and makes it easy to use Mathematic alongside other applications. And lastly, calculation history. This holds up to 100,000 history entries, which should last like 10 years or so unless you're calculating hundreds of things every single day. Anyway, you can download Mathematic for Windows, macOS, and Linux, although I have currently only confirmed that it works on Windows and Debian-based Linux distributions. Mathematic is and always will be completely free, and if you want to support a random guy online that gives away free stuff, consider becoming a member on the main channel, because it turns out giving things away for free is actually really expensive. Wait, I said I wasn't going to calculate that.